Now, I bet you don't know a single investor who has not made a mistake along their investing journey. So in this video, I'm going to go through the top mistakes that beginner investors should avoid when they begin investing. Now, the first one is when beginner investors start investing, they go straight into an investing app and they look at the different types of options available for accounts. For example, the stocks and shares ISA, the invest account, and then they settle for a general account because it sounds like the one to go for, right? The general one, the normal one. So they go and open a general account. On Trading 212, it's called the invest account. Now this is all well and good because this allows you to start investing and everything seems fine until you grow a sizable portfolio and you realize that, now you have to pay tax. And that's where the first mistake comes in. You don't understand the tax implications of certain accounts. Now in the UK, we have something really, really special called the stocks and shares ISA, and that is what you should be doing if you don't want to pay lots of taxes in your investing journey. Now, a lot of beginners actually start their journey with the invest account, or on other platforms, it's called a general investment account. And for the most part, you'd be fine until you reach a certain amount. For example, in the UK, if you make more than £3,000 per year in capital gains, that's when the tax kicks in. So that's why it can take years for you to realize that you're in the wrong account. Now, like I said, if you want to avoid these taxes, which will be adding up the larger your portfolio grows, then you would want to invest within a stocks and shares ISA, as you can see here. Now, this is by far my favorite type of investing account, the stocks and shares ISA. And every year you can deposit a maximum of £20,000 within your stocks and shares ISA. And no matter how large your portfolio grows, whether it's 6 figures, 7 figures, or possibly even 8 figures, you don't have to pay taxes on things like capital gains and dividends. Now, one thing you have to note is that if you have an ISA somewhere else, for example, a bank, you can't actually exceed the £20,000 allowance in your stocks and shares ISA if you are depositing within your other ISAs in the same tax year. If you have it from previous tax years, yes, you can just keep your cash ISA or lifetime ISA there, and it doesn't actually affect your stocks and shares ISA allowance. And of course, every tax year, the allowance resets. A common mistake here is to think that the maximum account value is £20,000. That's not true. It's just an allowance. That's the maximum amount you are legally allowed to deposit within a stocks and shares ISA or ISAs in general. Another mistake beginners make on Trading 212 is that they don't receive their free fractional share worth up to £100. Now, in order to do this, all you have to do is to press the 3 horizontal line menu at the bottom of the screen, then scroll all the way down until you see the section use promo code. And in this section, just enter the code JUBAIR and you should receive a free fractional share. Now, the second mistake a lot of beginner investors make, which I think is really bad in my opinion, is that they put in money into the investing accounts that they might need in the near future. Now, this in my opinion is one of the worst things you could do, and let me explain why via this account here. As you can see, over the past year, I've gained a really nice return of over 22%. However, things are different when I change the time axis. Now, if I change it over to the last month, you can see I am down by 2.4% or £507. Now, yes, over the long term, I'm not worried and I do think my account will recover in its value plus some more. However, if I invested money that I would need in the short term, I would be selling at a loss in order to take that cash out. And that is something you really want to avoid as a beginner investor. Another big mistake that beginners make is that they change their investing plan every now and then whenever the markets go up and down. Now, this can be really detrimental to your overall growth because we know as investors, long-term investors, that sticking to the plan is by far the most important thing. Now, this can be really difficult because the stock market goes up and down all of the time. Like I showed you, this account is down by £500. Now, if I sell now and then try to buy it back later, what could happen is that, first of all, I materialize a loss, so I lose £500, and then I wait for it to, dip more. And if that doesn't happen and the stock price goes up, and ultimately that's going to lead me to really poor returns and I'm going to lose to the market. Now, over the past year, this is exactly what happened with my Trading 212 stocks and shares ISA. As you can see, there was a market crash of around 20%, and here I actually did hold, I didn't sell, but when the markets recovered, what I did was sell out of all of my investments hoping that there would be another crash, but there wasn't, and I missed out on around 10 to 20% of growth. Now, if I hadn't done this, my portfolio would be worth a lot more. In fact, it would be worth around £132,000 right now. And it just goes to show that you shouldn't use your emotions and change your long-term plan just when things are looking bad, because oftentimes things change really quick in the stock market and recoveries do happen. Now, receiving a dividend feels like free money, but actually there's no such thing as a free lunch. Whenever a company pays out a dividend, their share price actually drops by the amount they pay out. And this is because dividends aren't free cash. Dividends are just a share of the profit that are given to shareholders. If you own a company, you can pay yourself in dividends. And remember, this comes out of the profit of the company, meaning if they didn't pay out dividends, they would have more money to reinvest back into the business and potentially improve their growth. Now, if you spend dividends instead of reinvesting them, ultimately the return you're going to get over the long term is going to be cut drastically. Now, you can do your own research behind this, but here's a graph that demonstrates this pretty well. As you can see, this is the performance of the S&P 500 index. The blue line is the S&P 500 index without the dividends being reinvested, and the orange line is the index with dividends being reinvested. You can see over the long term, the difference is actually massive. In fact, you can see over a 25-year period, the difference is nearly double. And this is the S&P 500, where the typical dividend yield is around 1 to 1.5%. Now, imagine investing into something with a higher dividend yield. If you don't reinvest your dividends, you're missing out on a lot of return. Now, remember I talked about a quick stock market crash that happened last year. Well, this mistake actually prevents a lot of people from investing properly into the stock market. And this is not having an emergency fund. You might think this is a similar mistake that I talked about in the beginning about not putting money in that you need in the immediate future. Now, by not having an emergency fund, you could also lose out to the market. The thing is, emergencies just happen. And when they happen, if you don't have an emergency fund, you're going to have to sell something, and you don't want to be selling your stocks if there is a stock market crash. Even with the stock market downturn of 5%, you're losing 5% performance just because you had to sell out of your stocks at the wrong time. And commonly, we do see after dips a big recovery, so you could potentially miss out on that recovery too. This is why you shouldn't invest cash into the stock market that you'll need in less than 10 years, in my opinion. Some stock market crashes could last that long, so in order to not sell out at a loss, you should put away that cash for at least 10 years and have an emergency fund, hopefully at least 3 months worth of your expenses. 6 months is preferable. Now, another mistake that beginner investors make, and I see this way too often, is that they invest into hype stocks. Now, I do understand that hype stocks are a great way of advertising the stock market. For people who have never invested, looking at their favorite creators on TikTok, seeing their stocks go up by 1,000% overnight or whatever crazy numbers they come up with, it's very alluring to go from someone who hasn't invested to potentially making 100x return on your money. Now, this is where hype stocks come in, and by definition, these are stocks that don't have strong fundamentals, but they have a lot of public interest, which causes their share price to surge. Now, typically, these can be found on the most popular tab on investing apps because, like the name suggests, they're popular because of the hype surrounding them. Sometimes good companies can also be on this list, but I'm talking about companies with bad fundamentals. Now, I'm taking this company as an example. I know nothing about this company, so this is not a personal attack. But as you can see, over the past month, the company is up by 30%. In fact, this 30% increase happened literally overnight. Now, this could be due to many reasons, a certain news piece that came out, the company has joined with another company or something like that. And this creates hype around a company, causing the share price to inflate basically overnight. Now, this is very attractive to investors or anyone because they want to, triple their money overnight. Who doesn't want to do that? Everyone wants to chase easy money. However, if the share price value increase is not due to something, long term, then what could happen is that, the stock could go down in price pretty quickly. Now, for example, this company, if I change the time axis to the past year, you can see that the company is down by over 64%. And if I change the time axis to maximum, you can see the company's down by over 80%. So surely there was a struggle in the company somewhere. And investing now could be extremely risky. And risk can go both ways. You could potentially make a lot. But what is the point when you could potentially lose everything too? You can see this company is up by 60% in a day. So that's crazy money. If you had put in £1,000, for example, you'd be making £600 almost immediately. But can you keep that money long term? I don't know. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.